e teimi masani o le polokalame ua whaingoina o le Malu I Fale. E tala no ina I le tāpenanga o oe malo ainga I le saunia leo le tiposi. E awale whaatawina lau stantu whale motu. E le nganta fo I lea a whai o nei ei le whale motu a wa mo mia le toe wha le leia. Ia ue te pole o le ua sauni mai fo ia stasi fo alo le tātu o tunu o le nei fiafi. Ia awa fo I le wha lau teleina o lea tūlanga. Ia I whiwhilanga ngai le nivaenga o lea so, o le fo whatas mai al whalatua ia Emele Palamo o le loan market. Ia awa le tātou polokalame whaatala vantu Emele Palamo so I fua malangi e mama.
Ia malo sai fua manuia lau fionga seu mano ia mana ia mai fo ia falling ala fia wa te o kau whaisinga ka mai kimu mai le but malo sai fua manuia.
Ia tātou te tau whai wha malo lava malo le ona sai malo le tau a tai e fia fo I le nengi fiafi o le wa tātou fantasi e ma le sunga le I pule o le tātou company o le Builders Blueprint New Zealand va tala whantu a Thomas malo le ngā lue malo so I fua manuia.
Alofa, thank you for the opportunity.
Ia, malo o whaisi le vale va so tātou vala le Thomas e a le mai tau atu. Ia, o nā lava e manuia lau sunga le li. Pule o pisi le tātou o nanga I le diva I tau.
Yeah, whenoro whea pisi reiku.
Ia, le, ia, malo lava le on sai, malo le tau a tai. Ia, au tātou ia I lau sunga le ia Thomas I le nei vaenga o le tātou polkala. E wheo nei toi whamara tu mai le pa ia malo Samoa. O le anto nua ia lau tautua ia malau au nanga foi. Ia mo I lantou fui o le futa mafuta mai le tātou polokalame le nei vai so whamal mot.
Yeah, Taylor Bummer City. We are Builders Blueprint, Marco Builders Blueprint. We specialize in the whainga o Fale renovations, anything to do with renovations, interior alterations. So that comes with a low kitchen, a low bathroom, posi extension for a low Fale. Yeah, anything to do if for we know low Fale, that is what we offer, and those are part of our services.
Lele, o ani a wala vo I ele I tama semfeona so ta I tuile tātou tunu ia mama whaifo na lantou taltono ina a mea o e mo I ala le tātou talno el nei fiaf.
Yeah, you can reach me in mobile at 021-558-364, or you can just email us directly at admin@buildersblueprint.co.nz.
Lele, o ai to inga ngal wenga I pe ona ta wale mo le mawina pa ia malo le tunu fo I lele I lau o lava I tautua pe ona I le company o lo o fa nga yo I tutono le ri tunu.
Sorry, can you repeat that question for me, Molly?
E mawhaingo nei sao no fo I lele I to inga ngal wenga I pe ona e whaatino I nei tono lau I lava company. Na o vaenga o le fale to e whaafou pe mawhaingo na sao lava mai lalo le palapala I tau I lunga I apo le fale.
Yeah, we can do anything from the ground up. So it's a mea from the ground up. But from mga new built, but at this very stage, it makeki with the interest rates. Yeah, it renovator Fale. It's a little bit cheaper. So at the moment, we're focusing on renovations, and that's what we're specializing in at the moment. But we can do so se mea ay mga mea so Fale fo, ilos Fale uncle, pos Fale auntie, pos Fale oi. We can do it from the start, from the ground, all the way up to the finish.
O le wai sao no ali Thomas fo le lea fo. I le tūlanga tau renovations, o le alto inga tonga tāle wa I le marketi fo le ni wai tau. Mixe le wale fausia le o le whale fo I le na o le whanua le ia.
It's a very good question. Renovations has always been the same, in my opinion, over the years. It hasn't increased so much. So mostly okawa materials increased, but the labor rates, it's still fairly similar. The increases or budget budget or renovation. You have to start with a budget, like we've always spoken about before, and low budget. So to answer that question, I can see one renovation is roughly one will be 200,000, one will be 350,000. It all depends. So it's a very vague answer, I know, but it all depends ya oe mana mea ke mga au iai.
Lele, o lea sau fautuanga mo ainga fo ie, man tuale wi il swinga fo ile lo tula fo no mfaya na itango ia fau singa mele kiki fo ile. A o lea sau oi fautuanga pe a fai o le ma futa mai a tamama tina ile nei e fiaf. O la ie ile fo le motu. Ia le wa fia fai al to inga nga luenga na e fo ile le toi fa popoku lea vaenga il fale, ia pe pui fo ile garage fo ile le e fia avea fa potu. O lea sau oi whaatuanga a whautuanga fo lele wha a builder i le tūlanga le. Ia wai, o lea malama le tunu, a le ingi pepa o ngā mea. Ia longa winga i le isa kupe maua i pēr tui whaatau i silfa.
Yeah, city. That's a very good question, and that's a topic that needs to be discussed more often, especially i Kapkangaka. With renovations, it's very simple. Ke kango really the council. The number is there for you, and everything is online. Or so se mea ke mga au iai, you just need to look up the Auckland Council website, and it will explain in detail o pole ali me mwhainga kango whai, pole awhani me mwhainga whai. In terms of kele malama kele ile se wall ke mga kakala se wall, or you break down the wall, you just need to make sure I alulunga the roof ki kirunga the roof, o yese me la kulunga the wall nga i me nga fa load bearing wall, so you can't touch that wall. But having the understanding, you just need to hire the right people, the right professionals, or talk to the right people, and that's where someone like me comes in. You can just give me a call and I can help our people. That's the reason why I started my business, is so that our people are well informed. I mea ka o renovations, ma mosu se whai ngosu se whali.
Last time we spoke early, Thomas, for me, lau sauranga, you wanted to go back and help out our people. From then till now, o aninga luenga ua mawhaile ona e whaitino ina if so soni and tuele tātou o tunu uwamu.
That's a very good question, and I've got a very good answer to that one too. I actually got a referral off this station. I'm currently doing a project right now at Glen Eden. We're doing a full house renovation. Musi a inga le I Glen Eden a inga Samoa maleniwe. So we're stripping majority of the house. The house will leaky le Fale. So we went there, and it's not a consented job because it doesn't need to be. So this is a very good job as well for us and for them as well. They had a very clear budget. They told me exactly what they wanted to spend, and that's what we worked around. Those are the parameters of the renovation, is all within their budget. So to answer your question, there's been a few jobs already that we've got. I've got 2 already, yeah.
Lele, mwhingon toi wha malamalama, tili o lele se singa o le whale fo lele po o yamin le renovation mo mia consent, malanga luenga ele mo mia se consent.
So anything to do in mga mere consent, move the plumbing. You're moving your kitchen from one location of the fale and move this pico, that requires consent because that's plumbing work. Kalepe se wall o le se load bearing, literally what it means, ele load le lungo le wall, then that's considered structural work as well, so that requires consent. The renovation we're doing, everything is like for like. And Fale in me whaingoa council or schedule 1. So that area, you don't require consent. So you just do everything exactly the same. But we've upgraded the new shower, exactly the same location, the new bathroom, say tulo, same location, new toilet, same location. Everything is all in the same location, but we've just made it new. So that's what falls under that category.
Lele, malo wa tangi ya Thomas au tangi ila le vaenga lea. O lea se tau wha tai fo lele pe a whai o sa ngā luenga leo le renovation leo le kitchen, ma le bathroom, ele mo mi elas consent pe o nei sauno.
Yeah, like I mentioned just before, anything that requires the plumbing to stay in the same location doesn't require consent.
Yeah.
If you upgrade low bathroom or low vanity, me le sink, low shower, whai ke le moving le mele ele paipa, same location, ele mga me se consent. If you decide to whaile tai o le bathroom, then that requires what we call a PS3, ele mele taila, and you also have to get a certificate of acceptance. So that's a different route again. That's another topic, maybe for another time.
Yeah.
But there's always a way around it. There's always a way. You just need to make sure you talk to the right people. And ilo whakwanga I kakangaka. Don't listen to the guy left my ya. It's okay. I can do that. Don't worry about it. That doesn't require consent. Because in the long run, you know. So just make sure you follow the right steps, talk to the right people, and get the right information in writing.
O le ala stau fa tai tai o stringa ngā luenga lea fa tai tai inga po le falita ele ia o le kitchen ia o vaenga fa pele e fa tino I mene renovations Thomas.
So what do you mean by that question?
Cost. What's an estimated cost?
Estimated cost. Again, estimated cost, it all depends on you. There's 3 types of cars. Ele Toyota, ele Mercedes, ele Ferrari.
Yeah.
E pole ale category nga ke ma ke alu e lo kitchen. Ai mga ole Ferrari kitchen, and Ferrari price. If you want a Toyota kitchen, a Toyota price. It depends we pole ale cost nga ke mga ai.
Ai se me voi le ka o le mates price ali Thomas.
O le mela nga ka o le trouble price. But why o le council pe fa ka le mates price.
Malo va tanya Thomas me ta wato le so il vole tu ia Emele. Ia boa pole ama le ale mele ka ke ve vision e li Thomas. Ale se coupe mai ia Emele. Ia le mfinga fa ki mo ia ngalu ngari. O le se ta u o le o nanga Emele. Ile tau au nanga voi le le fa le ia le o maota malao le tunu. How important is Emele's job with all the jobs that you guys get?
I can honestly say right now, probably Emele's job is the most important job before you even approach me. So I find it malo sign off Emele lese point take a video.
Wa no ngo inga ele mvenga kusi pepper fingole o le kitchen ani Thomas.
I find more le budget Emele discuss more le budget before you even approach anyone. Langa there's a lot of cost involved for you like myself. Once you start talking to me, for me, like I said, service so if you talk to me, I will always help our people. But I have this company, they charge for consultation. I'm not charge we. I get it budget. So you can start talking to a lot of people, and you might end up not getting the results that you're after.
Lele malo va tanya Thomas ya antono le tanto o mai loile va ngale pe ona ngalu mai el fale tu ya Emele ya ona tanto to nga e tu le I lau sunga Thomas I se temi o lu mal tanto programa malo le on se mai ya Emele o le ale la ele winga o le mele ta o le pre approval ai o le fo I sona a nga mo na yo tanto tanga tai e fia fa le yo lanto maunta malawa fa bolmo.
Yeah, whaftai se o manu mana ia te lele sili o te loa lea iei sina pe ele o manino le lei I le mamalu le atunu upo le atonu lava le mea o le pre-approval or a conditional approval. O le mea le pre-approval o le wa ave le tato application I le bank.
Yeah.
Ina au mai le bank se amount fo ina le o le wa whapea ia. Based on le tato tupele maua or tato expenses, or the tato credit history, the overall profile. Yen au maile le bank based on the information lenga submit, ma confirm. O le amount leo le limiti leo le tato budget. Be fate ta inga e fayele renovation, be fate waiso tato falefo. So it is basically what it is. They are just giving you an amount you can work within. So ia tato I sila fia le leipo o ngā whea le iei le tato pakeki o le au ngala o le tūlanga lea. So a pēl me lana sau noi Thomas. Ia e alu te tala noi a Thomas. O lawa e sila fia le lei lava po le ale pakeki le you is your limit. So yeah, I want any disappointments because I think there's a lot of disappointments. I tūlanga whapea pe wā lolo ka excited lava le. La whakaulo ka whale ia pe I want to do this kind of kitchen. I want to do this kind of bathroom. I lele yese pre-approval. Yeah, and it's o yese manatu whaano noa ma tūlanga whapea when you don't take the initial step.
Lele, malo fa tanya Emele. O le hale umi e la staia le mele ka o le pre-approval. Po e avako lo le pre-approval kausanga a ko ala i ele vo le le mvengo ka fa wa ele I fa ngai o ia pe pole me va mo.
Yeah, typically a pre-approvals that lasts up to 3 months. Pe tolu masina au mai le bank lets out pre-approval. It really depends, but mainly I'm talking about the main banks, not the second tier lenders. The main banks, tolu masina last day. Ai a uma fa pelae wo to uma tolu masina le uma le fa nga yoinga le maybe your costings of the renovations or le imo fo iso fale. Ia e mawhaina toi avele tato application e renew le tato pre-approval. So long as o le mewhailana ia lau toi latu ia oe toi mai o slippy, your bank statements, e confirm e te le iala whaatau so se siau ka avale maangai ia lava in between us putting the first application in and now. Wau tūlanga ia whaapea, sometimes I've had incidents where Womana maile pre-approval ia e toi whai atu le tato renewal. Your situation has now changed. Ia le mele pautuainai. Until it's signed and dotted and sealed, it's all been done. The pre-approval is only a pre-approval and it can change depending po le ala what have you done in between the pre-approval male taimile if you mana o ye fatino le tato so it's very important ye tato silafia whatever you do in between e yelo na faina pe ato renew le tato pre-approval.
E ta tauna fa fo wale pre-approval ai le I o mai le tupe me le tupe a Emele pele.
So long as wa au mai le tato pre-approval le last for 90 days
Yeah.
Usually the pre-approval e yayuna to unga po ona yainga or conditions. O le si fo ila tu langa le e fautuaina when you get your pre-approval or a conditional approval, e sa ua te lelo tato malamalama. O atu tu unga ia tu mai le bank. O aia inga ia au mai le bank ina ia fatino ina. Ai le fully okay mai le bank. Yes, you can now go ahead and do the renovations. You can now go ahead and buy a property. O songa whaata ita inga a whapeo le pre-approval le mai. One of the conditions could be we need evaluation. O le whale le fia whaata. Na. Ele okay atoa lava le tato approval sa ilonga au mai le evaluation wa uma ona whai. Ava I le bank. Ona okay mai le bank. Yes, we are happy with the property ele o yei se Fale tonu o highlights mai le tato valuation. Ona yei tūlanga whaapea wa excited tangata wa umana na maile approval. We now make an offer as Saule Bank for mai. No, we need evaluation. Yeah, avato evaluation. Lai highlights aina isi tūlanga ele fifia le bank. O ye tūlanga, it could be o le a me olau dek pe me lena sa no Thomas a me olau dek le I ele is on a consent
Yeah.
a me olau sleep out there is no consent a wa tu langa foi fa pe e yelo na faina I le value o le property wa fa pe lena mai le valuation nga e alu a bela o fa iba sala wafe la include highlight to tonu I low lava manatu le sleep out ma le dek ma mea uma lava tūlanga whapea. Ai au mai le valuation na watu le banko lai e highlights ai mea ia. Yeah, it's possible le alu I lalo le value le property wa until le mai le consent mai le council. The bank is not going to want to know.
Yeah.
Ia tūlanga ia le consentinga.
Lili. A whai la whatita inga lua mana o ia pahi fu ile le whaia lana renovation ngā luenga le pe ona tā ua le sunga Ian Thomas. O ila o lua ma Thomas e mua tau nā lu i ele tangata le a Emele whamonu.
Sorry, what le pre-approval? Yeah, it's wana na longo mua mai. If I'm your mortgage broker, then contact me.
Yeah.
Afa peo says your mortgage broker or somebody you trust. Yeah, ngalue mua lava to make sure o lae malama le tanto pre-approval and it's very important. O le si foi tūlanga le mele le pre-approval. Yeah, ta saona e sila fia at this point for our repayments o le amount le
Mali.
Wa o sona whaataitainga a au mai le tātou pre-approval le bank, pitu se lau lima sefulu afe le whaatawailau whale fau se whaataitainga. Tu ia I malau deposit maybe se lau lima sefulu afe, Yo lela e alu nei te shop around I se whale iwa se lau afe. A lea e le I malamalama oe po le ale repayment o le fitu se lau lima sefulu afe lea. Ia ona e saule o mana whailau ofa e watu le repayment e fia, I calculated it. E afe se lau lima sefulu le vai aso. Yeah. O le tūlanga la lea, if you've got your pre-approval, make sure o lai e so malamalama po le ale repayments ai se le ialu e shop around. Awai, ia a te tilo la a fitsa se lau lima sefulu. E afe se lau lima sefulu le vai aso. Ia tu maila I lalo le ono se lau lima sefulu, say, le ewa e mana uiwo, too much tele le na?
Ia.
Let's look at the repayment o le ono se lau lima sefulu wa o lea lava within the amount le na approve mai le bank, A tātou te tilo la I le ono se lau lima sefulu, e iwa se lau iwa sefulu I le mai aso. There's quite a bit of a difference, O le fautuanga fo ila. When you get your pre-approval, you malamalama po on the conditions. Also, the second thing is you malamalama po leale repayments. Ia awana ia so again, it causes disappointment. But oh, we've got an approval for 750. Au mai after the repayment is a little bit too much. So me whapea fautuaina, make sure it's ala noa ile. Talk to the right people, but melena for my Thomas, and malamalama le po atu lang o tatu approvals le yai.
Neli, Malu whaptai Emele Thomas, ai le I ina lau sunga fwile le masing, singis kong karaki al whinga o ngar, wenga pe tūlanga fwile le, te vai a tūla o lawa in le tupe mai a Emele fkoa fwila I leo nan tūlanga whamulu.
Yeah, we don't sign any agreements until you get pre-approval. There's no point to sign this agreement and you don't have finance approved. So before we even start Yongaruenga, we have what we call a like what Emele does as well, pre-approval. We have our pre-construction checklist. So we go through the checklist as well. If I have a few questions, quite a few questions actually. If you see that way, and one of those questions is, do you have finance? And those are one of the most important questions. The second most important question is, what's your budget? So those two questions right there is probably the most important questions that we would ask you. And if you can't answer those questions, we don't really proceed if I didn't.
A whai le renovation so le kitchen Thomas. Ai whai antu le toi ina polo matua. Ang pawala mga kupele is fully math. O le ar ko ai ngā renovation e mawhai ngā whai I le to ai ngā tupele.
You can get a kitchen for $15,000, but it's not going to be a very big kitchen. A whai pawanga budget ko inga. It all for with me as well. If I ngā inga kako tamama kako tina. Sometimes we just do the jobs for them shoshangi inga.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole point of why we started. Not a lot of our people are not we don't have a lot of money as well, so we always work around your budget, but at least we know that's your budget. But don't at the same time they say pawala ko pere suli mafe ngala ia whakau ma TV 5 inches to put in the kitchen after we finish the renovation. So from mole uncle ma auntie mom tina, tell us your budget, please let that be your budget, not the other thing that you get after the renovation.
Aronga o inga ni tama se ka me nga la ai la var se ringi ai pi ora ko foro fa ko kuari.
My God, budget of 20,000. I'll leave my fellow while you your kitchen.
Emma ni ya voi to inga mata upu fa pe. Ia wa te lo e tele ni va nga fa pe o fe nga I malau sunga li tams.
Yeah, there's been a few instances. There's been a few jobs. Umakunga ruenga ya mawa mo mar PS5 forward lum tua ya. We are shooting my budget. New TV, new couches. Phone me go and Fale, but yeah. But yeah, it's very important that we stick within our budgets. Otherwise, the repayments, like Emele says, you get what you can live within your means. Don't try and overspend. Otherwise, you'll be paying back the bank. With us, you pay us one time, but the bank, you pay that for a long time. So you want to make sure you make the right decisions.
Yeah, lele malo fa tai. Yeah, Antonio lewa manino le vaenga le wai e peo de sa no ali tamasi renovation sa. Le
Mm.
se fa mtalanga I le mele o fingo meio dix. E mo mia ni consenti le fingo meio dix.
Yeah, any deck finally lays below. I always tell people anything below a meter, you want to stay below a meter. But if I sell deck that doesn't require consent, that's on a flat ground.
Yeah.
But to get it for Yushika Kaka, they think anything over uh, on a meter, but if a APR so that requires consent. The reason why mga mere consent on a sloping section is because I alu the end of your deck and you fall over. And then you're gonna fall right off over for low avad bonga. So you gotta make sure that your deck is within a meter, below a meter. So you don't require consent for that on a flat section.
Ah, ai lo no inga over antulo male mita mo mia I lo male fence.
Yeah, my handrail because it protects you, protect the from falling from heights.
Lele malo fa tai. O ai si to inga renovation tim fa ona fa tino I lau tau tu amala o ngali tam.
We do all renovations. We specialize in renovations, extensions. But if I say extension, a low fale. But if I see fale on top of your existing fale, we also do full renovations, internal gutouts, full alterations. Fale. We do basement renovations for it, gutting the bottom. We are currently doing right now. We are doing 5 renovations at the moment. We have one in Devonport, one in Titirangi, one in West Harbour, one in West Auckland, and one over here in Virgo Street in here in Gleneden. So we do all sorts of renovations. And I always encourage Kapangaka who wants to give me a call or wants to know more about renovations. I always encourage them, talk to the right people, mai alu va aipo fe mera fe la konga wenga, because you can trust someone who you see their work. So for me, I publicly tell the clients that I talk to, I always say, come down to one of our sites, the type of renovation that we're doing, because I may do these type of renovations, but I might not be the right person for you. So you have a look at what we do, and if you like it, then we can continue the kako relationship. If not, that's also fine. I can recommend the right person for you.
Lele, o le ala u futuanga ni Antonio o le vaenga le wa mai ona utala no mo mo antoi fo isi an tanto vel tono ngali Thomas. O sa ngiri ke yorko inga mai sa mo sa alu le au ka muka. Ia wa ka u le au ka muka ka ko sa mo. Masalo pe ko sfuruanga ile rus furu ka ka le kongo le au ka muka. Ia sa lona ia le ngai ingi sila. Ia fa ko lo mo ko koi. Se wa ka wanga o fia fa fo le mele o le ka fale. Ia fa mele markara ko ya kamareng sau ia fa kulo molo mo ia fa kulo skama sau ia sau lo mala kamanga e ka kule wo ia e ka ulo mo le waya le anga ko mai sim o la sau fu to ngai to nga renovation fa pe mai to nga fa nga ia wai ele fa pe fo le o tupu mele o la kup.
Yeah, thank you for the question. That's another very good question. My suggestion in Mefa is, if it doesn't require consent and you just want to save some money, then that's your call. If that's what you want to do. But if it's to do with anything requiring consent, you should talk to a professional, someone who's certified, because like I said in the last program, but they also need to understand you have to be licensed in New Zealand with the New Zealand regulations, New Zealand rules of building, and you have to understand what we call our building Bible, which is NZS 3604. You have to understand those. We have our own laws in New Zealand, Fale. So to answer that question bluntly, just get the right people if I'm wing. Don't just rely, uncle Malo auntie who just came from Samoa. Unless your uncle and auntie or your cousin goes and gets qualified in New Zealand, then you can ask them to do that work for you.
Le malo fa tai feona mai sa so swani le mta pula vale tasia Emele ia wa antonu foi le ini si o tai mi to yo to ini si o tanto tu fa pe mai se le nga fa nga lu nga foi le wale nga ia le mela nga le la ko su e mai iska mo tames foi le sa ko fa nga lu la ngo so ke ring sa mai sa mo e fa ir ki sa la ngo sa wa ko ka mu ko ma ko fa le nga ka sa ele le ia lang fa ir ki sa mo Emele
Ia, ma whaptaise o manu mo le fasili. Wa tūlanga foi whapea e au ili le bank. On au mai le bank le seleni e whaatino ai. We will need a builder's contract le lana sau noa ia Thomas.
ia
So the builder's contract la le e au mai in a survey le po oi le builder. So without the building contract, e le mawhai lava on a release mai le bank le seleni e whaatino ai le tūlanga. So it's our tele tulanga lea ia making sure we have the right people ia o te whautuina fo ia tātou tangata pe a mātou tala no I tulanga ia ona mo ia lai tau mwhai sefere seleni. But long term, it's very costly for ia. Pe a se le tangata na te whaatinoina, pe lai whaise ngā luenga I leo iei se consent, because at the end of the day, it's going to cost you more money e pe a whaapea le o whaatinoina le tūlanga I te tauna iei. So first, te tari lau sili is the bank will require a licensed practitioner, a licensed builder. E whaatinoina tūlanga whaapea renovations ina ia make sure if the bank has to sell the house, the last resort. Yeah, they don't want to sell the house. E loo iei se ni work for ingale unconsented. O tūlanga umo whaapea iei pui ngā mo le mamalu le tunu, because it's all for your protection. You make sure or is spending some money unnecessarily, and it's going to cost you long term.
le malo fa tai Mele Thomas ia le wo toi fa mai ma wo ko mang ko inga fa mai ia ala pe a fa ye o ko fu ye nga mo me o ka peneta le tono le kitchen e so ke le wo qualify o le fa ye le kisi ia ma sionga ka ri le mo ko fu ko ma melanga nga pala ia la fi o ko fu le so so ni nga lu nga li Thomas o fa so nga se le ni la sa fu tu nga I le tu la nga fa mo
Okay. With that, did you say they are qualified?
ia
Qualified plumber, qualified electrician in New Zealand.
inga New Zealand
Okay, yeah, that's fine. We can work together with that. The only thing with that is they need to supply or for certificates Emele. So they need to supply that. They need to be able to sign off their work.
But
if they have to be qualified.
But you are very flexible with working with other people.
Yes, of course. I always work with our people. To me, or I'm a qualified electrician. I have my family's house that I want to work on. Can you please help us? Which is one of my projects. West Harbour. We did a full kitchen conversion, my bathroom and my kitchen. Olako Kama, he's a qualified electrician. So I left all electrical work in Lako Ainga. The paint job as well. Lako uncle. And this is all just because we were flexible and helping them save some costs. So we're always flexible to work with our people. So our people, as long as they're qualified and certified, like Emele mentioned. Otherwise, when they go to sell the house or if something happens, then there's going to be issues on the sale.
Nele, malo fa tai e sele ta wo vainga wa lono wing. A le qualification ne le certification. Ya lono winga e pa uya o ele mele ali Thomas ba fa susu.
Yeah, because I'm the main contractor. That's the reason why we're very serious about checklist. Especially with the contractors or the subcontractors that we work with, we have to vet them and make sure that they are licensed. My team, though, I always try and ask we do, or any of our clients is, our team, I've worked with my team for a very long time. We are trusted in the industry. So you want to work with people that is trusted. And we've been around for a long time as well. So all our electrician, he's an all-in-one. All our electrician, he does heat pumps, anything to do with electrical works, HVAC systems, the whole thing. He does it all. My plumber, he's a drain layer, gas fitter. So he's all in one. So you don't have to chase so many different subcontractors to get what you want. We're all in-house, all in one. So those are the sort of companies you want to work with, where it's like one-stop shop. Emele, it's easier for her to have one point of contact instead of trying to find all the different answers from different people.
E sile tā ua le mele wai pe sa o ia o eli tamsa. A whai o le mele te mana o I whatete inga po le tūlanga tau electrical. Ia nei whingo whilewa au so tai antu ia oe ia nei tasi ala wala au tani maltangat. Ia le or koe ngā me fwoi le whiwa su erga. Ia malu e le taimi malu e wha le tupi. Ia ai sa wurgaka e fwoi le whamai e whai le masang. Ia ai sa wele se qualification.
Yeah. So me pelu at the same time. So you just got to watch out for that sort of people as well.
Hey, air koe ngā ka muka wale le tamasari o laua umanga amai umama material ai umaranga luenga ai kele akule mekia ingai lo me nga whaonga.
Yeah, the fighting wala ka mga ole waste carpenter, ele use carpenter ka mga.
Lengai e veo lolo e whaakala whonga ni lau kalanga ni tams. A ole tele I o ai. E haa fia I koe ngā ka muka whapukere I rope e qualify ngā ka pe hariso.
There are some qualified carpenters that still do that as well because they want to speed up the job. But with the current way of building, we want to try and cut down waste, especially for the cost for the client, because you're fixed price. That's what I preach. Pricing, it's always fixed price. The only time is a variation if you want to change from my simple Toyota kitchen Mercedes kitchen. That's the only time if I middle variation. But majority of the time, all the waste or materials and things like that, it's not good for us as well. So I control the waste of materials in my company.
Yeah, why it costs too much. Waste waste.
Yeah, the more waste, it's not good when we have too much waste. That's very true. So we try and keep the waste to a minimum.
Lelik malo fa ya atonu wata tu tulata fu ile take me to fa manatu mai ya tu telefoni ya email ya Emele. Ai se toi fa e mutasi mai lava le process e sau mai le pre-approval. Se ia o la will take me approve. Ya ma se kia ko ilo le tangata le pole ainga. I o ile tau tumala dangal sunga ya Thomas fa mo.
Yeah, so Manu, if I can just add a little melena sanoia Thomas about variation.
Yeah.
Afa pe ua umana sign lo building contract on a I'm working with a new build, which is with a major company. O se aingale tata watanu. They have done major renovations. Variations to the contract. So umana approve mail bank the contract there within this fixed price. But they've gone ahead and done variations to the contract.
Yeah.
The bank has not approved your variations. So if any variations to your contract, the bank, it must come through either myself or your own broker. It's a resubmit the bank application. Approve the extra cost because of the variations. So I thought I'll just add that while Thomas is on there.
Emma fai le ka muta po kon karate ona taliel to nga suinga lea Thomas.
We can only accept the change by a pre-approval of finance. If you have the finance, of course, we can approve anything you'd like. But if you don't have the finance, we can't approve the change to the plan.
Yeah, le manino le ia le faalinga pe o sauno ile sunga ya Thomas ile ringa le if no money no kitchen. Ya afa pe foi le lo kitchen nga ke manga ko e marki vi almost furu lima ingisi. Se foi e ko nga ai ke ya ritams. Ole e se me nga foi ko foi me nga le fua wa mai kau merva nga le longo. Video ko foi se sia o ri kom. Thomas. Ya a fer kon kalaki. Ai ka ngole bracket ai au ka foi le. e sa o ngo wai ko fa TV di mafia de ko me kongor kauran.
Nena, awa kuulai ngā kong le clause of the contract, a whai low budget, no TV.
Ani ora nga e vai ko lo TV e ko la ko loko si man TV ave o fa ko ai ka ur nga wenga nga fa pa u. E le nga le ko ngi o ka ko so le fa ai kia i o ka nga ka so. Ya e ma no la vale le on sa in Thomas ma Emele. Thomas, ja, le lek ni tau e si vai nga tau wa pa uyan tau o e fia sa no ia. Ja, nou mai lo le ta telefoni, mi se le tanto website. Ja, wa la so ta yan to le tanto tu.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity again to both of you for having me on the show again. But last words before I leave, make sure you talk to the right people. So se mea mga whai ko renovations or new builds. Talk to the right people, get the right advice, get the legal advice as well. It's very important that you do the right steps. Send local kalake, make sure your kalake is in contracts are in check. Get legal approval as well for the contract here, my renovation companies, and also get the right advice from licensed and qualified people who know what they're doing. And if you want to get a hold of me, so say advice or any free advice you can give me a call on 021-558-364, or you can just give me an email at thomask@buildersblueprint.co.nz. After lava.
Malo fa tai Thomas, ja, la fortuna Emele mo sa wa sa donga muli ni va ngol tanto program.
Yeah, whakatei seu manu, whakatei whai Thomas, it's been good to actually revisit the tūlanga se whapea, but it's a aua tele pen melen mai Thomas, talk to the right people. If you need advice, me whapea finance or whatever, the steps necessary for pre-approval or anything like that, yeah, we're here to help. Or le nau ta inga lava lea, so we can help each other. Sosoani le Malu le atunu o fia maua le sosoani. If you need to reach me or la mobile number or le o lua fitu, valu tolu fitu, valu fa, valu o, or email on emele.palamo@loanmarket.co.nz. Yeah, manuia malo longa le fiafi.
Te tele mo le no tanto so te yen le ia sululua Emele Thomas, we foi la singa o toi. Ja, ai tanto toi fi lo i sa so mo mo ai fa so foi.
Sei fua.
Ole tu mala udanga na le foltuia Emele Palamo le loan market te maua i le olua fitu vanu tolu fitu vanu fa valu olua fitu vanu tolu fitu vanu fa valu o le tautua le sunga ia Thomas o le Builders Blueprint New Zealand e te maua i le olua tasi 5 valu tolu ono fa olua tasi 5 valu tolu ono fa se yo lia le sululu o le vai so asau ya ona toi mawan toi leo seisi fa poponga o le polokalame o fa ngoina o le Malu i Fale.